So maybe people actually will prefer more like robotic sounding voices in their voice agents in 10 years, because
that's a hot take.
Having a human voice is like, wait, like I want to preserve that experience for an actual human experience, but I want to talk to a machine, and I know the machine's smart, so I don't need it to appear to be smart through its voice. I just need it to work well, and I want to know it's a machine. Users want like a smooth UX, they want it to be accurate, and so then I think working backwards from that is like, okay, how do you solve those things? But there's other ways to go solve those problems. The fun part, but the challenging part of these types of products is like, how do you make sure you're on the right like R&D thread that's gonna deliver like product market fit at the right time. So much of a voice agent experience right now, you really are trying to mimic a human, because if you're a human caller and you call in and you think you're talking to an IVR tree, you just hang up. We're all conditioned that like it doesn't work.
Like transferring to a human, or it's just an annoying thing to say through.
Totally. But I do wonder, like, okay, we're all now like kind of living in this world, and like kids are growing up with AI agents that they know are smart, right? And then when you know it's an AI, you can use it a different way, right?
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode here. Today we got Dylan from AssemblyAI, super special guest. Excited to have you here, man. Why don't you just kick it off maybe with a quick intro?
Yeah, excited to see the full self-driving demo we're about to get here, which I don't know, maybe we should disclose on camera. So I'm Dylan, founder of AssemblyAI. We build voice AI infrastructure, everything to power everything from voice agents, real time, to AI note-taking, contact center, media companies. So we have 1 million developers on the platform. Also went through YC back in the day, and excited to chat with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to have you here. I think would love to just understand kind of your founding story, your background. I know you were at Cisco before this. Yeah. Kind of like how you stumbled into the area of voice and assembly.
Yeah, so I started, I taught myself how to code in college. Okay. Which now I think about with coding agents, like...
It's so easy now, yeah.
It's crazy. So I bought this big, thick PHP book and was just like ripping through it, and then bought this like JavaScript book and then this Python book. And I just kept getting like deeper and deeper into programming. And that kind of led me to somehow like machine learning. So I bought this machine learning book. I was learning about like support vector machines and stuff. So this is back in like 2013, 14 or whatever.
Gotcha.
And then got like really into machine learning and then neural networks. So I took a job out here in San Francisco at Cisco, and that's where I started working more on like natural language processing.
Right.
And around that time, the Amazon Echo came out. And I don't know if you got one when it came out, but like, or did you get one when it came out?
I still use, I still have an Alexa.
You still have the Puck, the little one? Yeah.
Maybe it's a little not as tested, the self-driving there, but
yeah, it did slam on the brakes.
Yeah, it did slam on the brakes. Yeah, I do actually have one in my room, which I use every day.
Yeah.
I also used to work on the Alexa team.
Oh wow, no way.
As an intern a long time ago.
Okay, that's really cool.
But yeah.
So I remember buying one, and I was just like really blown away at how well it worked, and it was so good where all of a sudden you could build this, like you built this new habit around it.
Right.
Because it's something about voice where like if you were to try a voice like a voice controlled assistant like an Alexa, and it didn't work the first couple times, or it was clunky, you just give up. Because it's just too frustrating. But with the Alexa, it was so smooth, and even for simple stuff like playing music, playing the timer, checking the weather, not having to like fiddle with your phone, open apps, and like fiddle with some device, being able to just talk from across the room or whatever. It was so cool. And so for me as a developer and like a startup person, I just started thinking about like opportunities around voice back at that time, and for voice interfaces. And then at Cisco, I was trying to work on some voice stuff for Cisco, and I was contacting Nuance at the time, which was like the big voice company, and trying to get access to their models or whatever. And they were like, yeah, you have to sign this like big enterprise evaluation agreement. we're gonna mail you a CD-ROM with the SDK, and it was just like, what is going on? This is like not fun. Because you had access to Twilio and Stripe developers APIs at that time, where like, you know, you could just go from like idea to prototype like instantly, and that was so exciting, and that's why so many people built stuff on Twilio. Right. At least back then. And so it was like, I was getting into voice, and then I saw like, wow, there's really no good developer platforms for voice, and it was very clear at that time. So again, it's like this is now like 2017, that the technology was going to get way better over the next decade because of deep learning and AI. And like back in 2017, the tech, like you really had to like put it on like very, very narrow rails, otherwise it would fall apart. But you could see how that was gonna not be the case over the next couple of years. So like all those things kind of came together, where I just got excited about this like product vision of, all right, you can build this like really amazing developer company focused on voice infrastructure, so that other companies and developers can have an easy time to innovate with voice tech as it continues to get better and better and better. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Didn't run those people over.
No, it didn't.
So that's really where it started, and like how I got into it back in the day.
Gotcha. Cool. So it really came from like a personal problem in Cisco. You weren't getting the access that you needed, and it was like, hey, like, let me go see if I can just make it something that is as easy to upload. Yeah, because it was uploading like a file. Totally. It was like at my job in Cisco, but then also outside, I was just passionate about this stuff. So I was, you know, nights and weekends like prototyping stuff and trying to build stuff around natural language processing and voice, and it seemed like this area that like I would be excited to go, that I was excited to go work on and try to make something better than what existed at the time. So it definitely came out of this like personal frustration for what didn't exist, and I still have that frustration even with our own product. I'm like, all right, it's still not like, it still hasn't achieved like the like product vision that we have, which is why, you know, we're all excited to keep building and going. What is that product vision?
I think it's, you know, like you want to have this just super seamless developer API platform with amazing voice tech that just works and scales. And right now, I mean, you see it, right? It's like real world voice deployments are super messy. It's like, you know, drive-through ordering. It's in-person meetings. It's doctor-patient visits where like, you know, the doctor's meeting with a patient 20 feet from a laptop mic, and they're not talking that clearly, and they're using complex medical terms. Like, you know, a lot of times we'll see like metrics out there like, oh, accuracy is whatever, but in the real world it's so different. You know, you have language learning apps where like people have heavy accents. So I would say like the technology's still not there yet. It's gotten way better, but it's still not there yet. And then you know, we're always just trying to make it easier and easier to build and scale these voice applications. And now, I mean, we have like millions of hours every day of voice flowing through our API infrastructure. And you know, maybe we'll do like, you know, 1 billion hours of voice through our platform this year.
That's awesome.
If we kind of hit our goals, which is crazy. So it's, you know, every week it's getting better, but we still see there's always like these new problems.
And is the goal for you guys to, like, obviously speech to text, right? Is where you primarily are playing right now. Is your goal also to expand beyond that into like some of these other types of technologies in the voice space, or do you guys kind of just see that as like the place to play?
Yeah, so I mean, the goal is to build like a voice AI infrastructure platform. So that's, you know, broader than just STT. The reason we've really focused on STT is that from our point of view, like if you look at a lot of these voice applications, voice agent, a note taker, a medical scribe, even consumer hardware, because there's now some cool consumer hardware coming out that's voice controlled. Like I have small kids, and there's toys now that you can talk to, that our kids can talk to. And
that's crazy.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
When we look at failures of failure cases of voice AI applications,
right,
a lot of it has to do with the listening layer.
Yeah.
So we were driving around San Francisco with our kids, and I was calling a restaurant to see if they had a kids menu, and I got a voice agent.
Oh, really?
and I know it's a voice agent because I build this stuff, and my son's like screaming like, I want pasta in the back seat, and I turn around like, hey, be quiet for 1 sec, just like, hold on 1 second.
We need to make sure it works really well.
And then the voice agent experience just totally breaks down, because it's like picking him up, it's thinking that he's the primary speaker and interrupting the agent, and then when I talk to him, it's like interrupting the agent, and so I just hung up because I'm like, this is just too frustrating. Yeah. And so I bring that story up because like that is a failure at the listening layer, right? Like being able to, for the agent to be able to understand like who's the primary speaker, is even of the speech from the primary speaker, is it directed at the agent or is it directed at someone else? A human would know, like, oh, there's a kid in the background, and this is the dad, and he just like spoke to his son, and I shouldn't respond to that. I should maybe just like pause and wait for a second. And so we're really focused on the STT layer, because for us, STT is not just like transcription, it's this whole like intelligent listening layer of being able to understand how many people are speaking, who is at a TV or a radio, all these problems at the listening layer are where we've spent most of our time. And so that's why we just launched this Universal 3 Pro model that I think you guys were even like playing around with, which is our first like truly way smarter STT model, in that it can understand emotion and speakers, and you can give it instructions and context, and so it's much smarter, and that's like kind of the direction that we're going with that model. But we are also like focusing on other infrastructure, like voice AI infrastructure problems. I mean, one big one is just like scale, right? So like, how do you support like hundreds of thousands of real-time concurrent sessions at like low latency with like 10 billion parameter models? Is not easy.
No, it's not.
And so, but those are the types of problems that we solve. So we're really focused on like scalable infrastructure, smart listening models, because that's where we think a lot of the bottleneck is. But we have a lot more that we want to do as well.
I'm curious, for some of these like smarter listening models is really, really interesting to me because of what you said, right? It's like imagine almost if we had like two people in the back of the car, right? And I was trying to determine like, who's going to answer the question, And like, I obviously have the intelligence there to know that, right? And to like pick up like, who's responding to me, etc. Even if there's like a side conversation going on in the back. Walk us through some of that, like with this new release that you guys have. Like, walk us through some of like maybe some of the intelligence that you guys are doing under the hood. Like, how is it actually working? Like, what are you guys actually doing behind the scenes, as much as you're able to share?
So it's essentially Universal 3 Pro is essentially a multimodal LLM that is just heavily post-trained for STT related tasks. And so what that means is like it never will get confused and think it's an assistant and start like trying to reply to you. So for example, sometimes still with a multimodal LLM, if you're trying to use it for like transcription, it can sometimes start like completing the transcription or being like, sorry, I can't help with that. Even like frontier LLMs, you have to like really, really focus on making it not do that, or it will hallucinate or whatever. And so, but they're intelligent, and so what we're doing with Universal 3 Pro is creating these multimodal LLMs that are like just kind of heavily post-trained for these STT tasks. So, you can give it context on like, hey, this is a drive-through for Burger King agent, and then it will get all the menu names or you can say, hey, this is orthopedic surgeon doing a medical consultation with a patient, and then all the orthopedic related medical terms will get more accurate.
Right.
You can even, not in the one that's live, but ones we're working on, like you can give it prior turn context. So for example, if you're keeping track of like the conversation as it's happening, you can keep just continuously feeding that into the model as context, which is super helpful.
Yeah.
You can tell it like only focus on the primary speaker in your instructions, and then it will just not transcribe background speakers.
Interesting.
Or you could have it do like, hey, tag each speaker by their role, and even if there's like a TV on, label that like TV. And then it will, in theory, right? That's what we want to do. Have it follow those instructions and still operate as like a reliable like STT model. At scale. Right. In low latency. Like thousands of concurrent connections. So that is when we think about like that's what we're trying to work on, and that's how you should think about it, is like just a really hyper optimized multimodal LLM.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I remember it's funny, my co-founder saw the launch and thought it was really cool as well. And we've been checking it out, and I think it's definitely a fun advancement in the space as well.
It's hard to make these things work, is what we've realized, because you have to really be you have to have really good metrics that you're evaluating on. You have to have like really good representative data sets. There's kind of like an art to training these models, is what we found, where there's just like so many different phases of training. But yeah, we shipped the first version maybe like a month ago. And then we have the next version actually coming out in just a couple weeks from right now.
Okay, awesome.
That's gonna have like more languages, better instruction following. So we plan to just constantly ship updates to these models. Yeah.
Gotcha. No, I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm curious, like, so we've been hearing a lot of hype, obviously, I'm sure you have as well, like around world of speech to speech. How do you think about that in terms of like speech to speech's adoption, where you guys will play in that space if it even happens at a wide scale? I think obviously right now it's tricky for very like complex use cases. But yeah, no, curious to hear your thoughts about that.
I mean, so yeah, I think if you look at like what most, like 90+% of voice agent stacks today, it's not just STT, an LLM, and a TTS like wrangled together. You have noise cancellation, voice activity detection, a turn detection model, like, and all these are working independently of each other. Like they have no interconnectedness, they're not fused at all. It's kind of crazy that it even works so well. So you definitely need a like more of a collapse system. So, what we're doing is working on collapsing a lot of the front end into like a smart real-time speech LM, like Universal 3 Pro, right? So it can say, hey, the primary speaker started talking. Oh, there's a TV on in the back. This is what it said. And so that will solve a lot of the like front end problems. It will also do like good turn detection, because it will have context of the full conversation. So I think that will make even like a multiple model system have smoother voice UX in the near term. And then for speech to speech models are for sure gonna be a thing. I mean, I can just tell you like what we're working on. Like what we're working on are speech to speech models that are really, you can think about them as just like a front end. So they're fast, they can have conversations with you.
So you guys are developing like speech to speech models?
They can do like STT and TTS well. But the reasoning part of the model is still something you're kicking out to a bigger model. Because if you think about like you want to go like think about some insurance claim issue, right? You don't need to do that in a multimodal space. Like you want some heavy reasoning model to just go chew on that for some time.
Yeah.
So that is what we think the is at least where we're going, is
right.
So you're going to have like a lightweight, fast speech-to-speech model, and you're also going to have like a big reasoning model that you're kicking out complex
right.
tasks to. And in reality, I think like, you know, there's going to be just a bunch of, like, still with the speech-to-speech model, it's hard to get it to.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's very challenging.
Yeah, even if you remove the tool calling part of it, right? Like, let's say you're literally just doing like a conversational speech-to-speech model, transcription and TTS tasks still do take a hit, because it's just it's hard to blend in. It's hard to make like a model support that many tasks at once. Yeah. You know, it's essentially like a big multitask model that you're training. Yeah. And then, you know, I think about like, what does a user want, right? Yeah. And this is where I think in these like R&D type of like heavy R&D products. Yeah. You know, it's like we as the people building the products, like, speech to speech, cascaded, whatever. Yeah. But like, if you're calling in to book a table, like, you don't care if it's, you know, what the tech stack is. You just 100%. Want it to work. You just want it to work. Yeah. And so I think about what do users want, right? Users want like a smooth voice UX. They want it to be accurate. And so then I think working backwards from that is like, okay, how do you solve those things? Right. Speech to speech is one solution, but there's other ways to go solve those problems. Yeah. They want low latency. They want like a duplex conversation. Right. And I think that the fun part, but the challenging part of these types of products is like, how do you make sure you're on the right like R&D thread that's going to deliver like product market fit at the right time, in order to capture as much like market demand as possible. Right. Because again, like, users don't care what the tech stack is. Yeah. They don't care what database you're using, you know? Yeah. No, 100%. Sorry, is this like a Postgres database that you're storing information in, or is this DynamoDB? Yeah. You know, they don't care. Right. And ultimately they just want a good experience. And I think you can definitely make a lot of progress on the experience without having to go to speech right now. But I also think like speech to speech models have a lot of benefits to them and can be used in part of the stack. Gotcha. Yeah. Gotcha. Cool. Yeah, no, I think it definitely makes sense, right? You don't want to, at the end of the day, you're always just optimizing for something that works the best that way that it can. Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, the end customer is never going to care what's going on behind the scenes. Right. Actually, to the point, you can even argue to say, hey, should it be a human or a voice agent for the customer? Yeah, right? Totally. And there is this thing I think about too, which is like, so much of a voice agent experience right now, you really are trying to mimic a human, right? Because, you know, if you're a human caller and you call in and you think you're talking to an IVR tree, you just hang up, because we're all conditioned that like, it doesn't work. Like, transferring into a human, or it's just an annoying thing to say through. Totally. But I do wonder, like, okay, you know, we're all now like kind of living in this world, and like kids are growing up with AI agents that they know are smart, right? And so, and then when you know it's an AI, you can use it a different way, right? So like, imagine if you're on a, you know, like imagine you go to the assembly API documentation, right? And there's one chat bot to talk to a human support engineer, right? And then there's one to talk to an AI agent. Yeah. We're seeing people prefer to talk to the AI agent because they know that they can just like, it's a tool. Yeah. Right? They can use it just like they use Cloud Code. They can use it to generate code. Yeah. They can use it to, like, they can do long sessions with it. Right. They can kind of like command it, right? Right. But they know, because they're coming into that like knowing what it is. They're knowing okay, this is AI, just like the AI used at home, just like the AI used at work.
Yeah.
So they have an idea of the UX, and therefore they know how to use it. They know what they can ask it, you know, because we're also experienced with AI now.
Yeah.
And so I wonder with voice, like, you know, if you call somewhere and you know it's an AI,
right, would you be more willing to talk to it nowadays?
Yeah. Like, I mean, right, and then you know, all of a sudden, you know, maybe some of these problems that currently exist because you're trying to mimic a human go away. I mean, you have new problems to deal with, but I do wonder, is that going to shift? Because, like, you don't know when you're calling a company and if it's an AI, is this like an IVR tree?
Yeah.
Or is this, am I talking to an actual AI that can, like, that's smart, that can do things for me? And so, yeah, that's something that's interesting. That's honestly, like, up to culture and society, right? Like, but if you think about some of these sci-fi movies or sci-fi, it's like in the Foundation series or in Dune, it's like, you know, that like intelligent machines are like you want to know it's a machine. You want to have it not be mimicking a human experience, and so maybe people actually will prefer more like robotic sounding voices in their voice agents in 10 years, because
that's a hot take.
Having a human voice is like, wait, like I want to preserve that experience for an actual human experience, but I want to talk to a machine, and I know the machine's smart, it can do a ton of stuff, so I don't need it to appear to be smart through its voice. I just need it to work well, and I want to know it's a machine.
Interesting. Yeah, that'd be really interesting, I think, if that happens. That'd definitely be a reverse from what we're trying to do right now. Totally. I feel like everyone is pushing for, I want more realistic voices, right?
Yeah. And it's where I don't know, you know, but it is interesting to think about that as like maybe a way that it shakes out. And everyone wants realistic human voices, because like if you start a call announcing, hey, I'm an AI, people just gonna hang up. They've been conditioned for decades that IVR trees are terrible. You get terrible customer experiences. It's like, sorry, I didn't get that. Can you repeat your flight number for me? You just pound 0. And I wonder, how will that change as you have this current generation growing up on AI, knowing what AI is and how to use it?
Yeah, no, I actually, that last portion I definitely agree with. I feel like people are slowly being conditioned more and more to like actually just use it, because they're convinced that it's, and the docs example is great. I think we have the same kind of learning, right, where people are just like Claude code attaching it to the docs or like an MCP and
totally. And think about you, right? You are an expert at voice agents, right? So if you ever get a voice agent on the phone, you know exactly how to handle it. Right? You know, like, hold on, stop. How to interrupt it. You know how to use it.
Deal with it.
Exactly. And as a result, you actually can then get more out of it. Because you know how to use it. And so, like the example yesterday, right, where it's like, I know I'm talking to a voice agent, and therefore I just speak to it differently than I would speak to if it was a human on the call. And it is helpful for me to know. Because like, I don't know, for me it's helpful for me to know, because then I know that, okay, this is a tool that I can just talk to. This isn't an actual human conversation. So I don't know. We'll see how it shakes out.
100%. Yeah, no, I definitely agree, and I think it's going to vary by industry. Honestly, is my
like if you're building a companion app or something, like that, you probably have a different expectation versus like like consumer hardware. Like for your coffee machine, if you have a voice control input on your coffee machine, do you want it to be like, you know, super peppy in the morning, like, sure, or do you want it to just like respond to you in a robotic voice? Even in a Waymo, right? The voice is super robotic. And it's like, hey, welcome to the car. It's like, because you don't care. You're in a self-driving car, and you know, like, this is like the pinnacle of technology right now. And like, I actually like, you know, don't know, like, would I want it to be like a fully human sounding voice in there? Or do I want to know, this is a machine?
This is definitely an interesting take. No, that's super cool. I think it's also perfect. Like, towards the end of these things, one of the questions I always ask is like, hey, like, what's your hot take? And so I think that like,
That's it. Yeah.
I think that kind of perfectly
maybe voice
fits
agents
there.
in 10 years will all be super tinny robotic voices.
Yeah, so I definitely do think that that's an interesting take there, and definitely has like a lot of merit to it as well.
Yeah.
Look, as we're wrapping up here, kind of a couple questions that I like to finish up on. One, we kind of touched on this earlier, but would love to know like where you see AssemblyAI playing like 10 years from now.
Yeah.
Is the first one.
Yeah, so I think what we're seeing is like demand for voice infrastructure is exploding right now, and I think that will continue over the next 10 years. I think like voice will be a primary input and interface to technology, like I have a coffee machine at home that has like a touch screen, right? And before touchscreens became cheap and democratized, like it was probably a dial,
right?
You know? And so I think, you know, voice will be on a similar trajectory where like it's going to be an interface into everything. And I think that's like gonna be great as a UX. I also think it's gonna be like just a part of every type of application, and it's a really important modality of data that like historically has just been kind of trapped in a format that's not usable. Yeah. So we see the demand just continuing to like, you know, I think we're at the beginning of this 100x increase in demand for voice, and our goal is to just build the best product to meet that demand at the infrastructure 100% layer. Yeah.
Awesome. Super exciting. Final question, signature question. I always ask everyone. So at Blue Jay, we have obviously our bird is like our logo, mascot, and everything.
Yeah.
Curious if AssemblyAI had to have a mascot.
This is a great question. We actually do have one internally.
Everyone has one internally.
It's so
too.
funny. Yeah, it's a bear.
Okay.
And it's a kind of an inside joke. It's hard to explain, but it shows up everywhere, right? Like if you were to go in our Slack or go to our offsites, like so much stuff is bear themed.
Oh really? Okay. That's awesome.
And it's a bear.
Why was it a bear, and does the bear have a name?
It's a long story, and it does. It's called the Slam Bear.
Okay.
One of the early versions of some model we were making was called Slam, and like there was a mascot made for that model that was a bear, and then that just kind of turned into this meme internally that like we don't use that model name anymore, but we still use the bear.
I see.
And it's really fun.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a fun part of our culture at the company.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming on and joining us.
Great. This is my first like really good experience in full self driving on Tesla.
There we go. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right, sweet.
Great. All right. Thanks.